cuanto a comidas y horarios que tenéis en Reino Unido con respecto a España, ¿cuáles son las principales diferencias?
Well, first of all, you guys love to have a massive meal at lunchtime, which we don't have. We'll just have a sandwich and a packet of Monster Munch or Quavers. And we have a fat English breakfast, full English breakfast with toast, beans, mushrooms, black pudding, egg, bacon, sausage, the whole shebang at 6 or 7 in the morning, and then go to work about 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll have a sandwich and then go back to work, have dinner at 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, and then go to bed at 9 o'clock, where everybody here goes for dinner, starts eating the dinner at like 10:30, 11, which I think is mad, but I think it's just because we get up so early to get and go and do things. I think it's better to start the day with a lot of food than to end the day with a lot of food.
De la comida española, ¿qué es lo que más te llama la atención?
Oof. Everything is with fish, with el marisco. Literally everything has something to do with that. Something, or just cooked in a different way, or with salt. You love salt here. Just everything is a lot fresher, I think. Something that we don't have in England or Britain in general. We don't have any traditions with food, where here there's a lot of like customs that you have with food. And bread, you can't go a day without bread. One single day without bread. Every single meal has bread in it. Breakfast, lunch and dinner has bread. I'm sick.
En cuanto al trabajo en Reino Unido, ¿qué diferencias ves con el de España?
Okay, well, it took me a month to find a job here, whereas it took me 3 days to find my first job in London. You can literally just type in on a search engine on an English website what job you're looking for, and you'll get a list of jobs in that area, and you apply for the ones that you like, and within 2 days someone would have seen the email. Someone will say, we need someone right now, come to the place for an interview. They'll have an interview. Okay, this Sunday you have the trial shift. Trial shift happens, okay, you've got the contract, an actual contract that you sign, and they print it off in the moment and you sign it, and done. I've been working at the place I've worked here that took me a month to find, 2 months, and still no contract, which I was promised. And the minimum wage is fairly the same. We get paid by hour in London, so for every hour that you work, you get paid for that. So you want to work more hours, but you don't want to work more hours. It's a pain in the ass. Whereas here you just get paid by month, so even if you have a few days off, it doesn't make any difference. But if you take 2 days off, 3 days off, it's going to affect your pay at the end of the week or month.
¿Los horarios de trabajo allí en Reino Unido discrepan mucho con los de España?
Yeah, siestas. How about that? Having sleeps in the middle of the day. My dad always complained because the work hours in London are 9 to 5. If you work a typical bank office job in London, it's 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And my dad works in a bank, and when he has to do communication with Spain, it's always a pain in the ass because he'll call someone and the office won't be open at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because your bank's shut here at 2 in the afternoon, which is, we find incredible. So yeah, you have that kind of gap in the middle of the day, and you might not start till 10, 9. I can't speak for every job, obviously, because it's, it distinguishes.
¿La religión en Reino Unido es igual que aquí en España, que está muy introducida en la educación?
Because we have such a variety of religions now in England, in most schools you have to there is a different room in every school, or at least the ones I've been to, for each different type of religion. I knew there was people that have to pray 5 times a day. They had their own room to go to, but sometimes they couldn't be in the same room as someone that was Hindu, so they had to have a different room in a different part of the school and face towards Mecca or Moscow. I'm sorry, I'm not very educated in the area. And then other people would have another room which was called the faith room, where Christians could go and pray, and then Catholics could go and pray, and just different things like that. Lots of diversity.
La educación en Reino Unido ¿Es gratis? ¿No es gratis?
It's better, I'd say. If that's one point I could say. It's cheap. It's cheaper up until you get to university, because here you have to buy every single one of those books, lengua, castellano and all that, and they're like €300. They're really expensive. But whereas England, they'll just give that to you. They'll give you cheaper travel if you live farther away. They'll give you free lunch, which is much better food as well, in school dinners. Just cheaper everything. You get to wear the uniform, which you get for free. You get support if you need extra help and all that. And then you get to university, and that's when you kind of get screwed over, because you've just been sold this dream that everything's going to be fine. And then you get to uni and you go, nah, it's going to cost you 30 grand to study something that you're not really convinced you want to do in life. So then you're a bit stuck in the mud, because you'll finish uni and you won't have any better chance of getting a job than anybody else, and you'll also be in 30 grand of debt. So I don't know. I don't go to uni here, but I guess that would be somewhere where you do better.
La situación económica en Reino Unido, en cuanto a la economía y el trabajo, ¿cómo está en España?
It's very controversial in England, because you can come to England from anywhere in the world, and we call it get put on the dole, which means you can apply for benefits. So as long as you haven't got a job and you have less than this amount of money, or you have 4 children, or you as a single parent, you get free money from the government. So people come from the other side of the planet just to live in their uncle's house and claim these benefits and live for free, basically, because they just get free money every month. So that's why we lose so much money, and everything is so expensive. Like, the reason why I came here is because you just have a better quality of life. You can go and do things and buy things and have things that isn't going to ruin you. You can work your entire life in London and have nothing to show for it, because it's going to cost you £4 for a couple pints of milk. And cheese, don't even get me started on cheese. Like, cheese is really expensive. Like, super expensive.
¿Los días festivos en Reino Unido tienen alguna comparación con España?
Yeah, you actually have some and we don't. We have none. We just don't have any. Every one we have, we steal. Like St. Patrick's Day, we'll celebrate, but that's Irish. Some people do Thanksgiving, which is American. People say Christmas is American as well, which you can agree with or not. I think the only one we have that no one else has is Guy Fawkes Night, which is the fireworks night on the 5th of November, because some dude blew something up, and we celebrate that every year, which is great. Other than that, we have just stupid little things, excuses to go to the pub. The Queen's anniversary, just go drinking all day. St. George's Day, don't even know what that is, just go drinking all day. Every weekend, drinking all day. Nando's, go for a Nando's just every weekend. Other than that, we have just bank holidays. Every now and then you'll get a Monday off work, and that's it. You don't get anything else there. That's all I'm afraid.
Has hablado del Día de la Reina. Desde aquí en España, los ingleses y el Reino Unido, es como que adoráis a la reina y a la monarquía, ¿es verdad?
No, it's not. In short, no. I don't know why some people are really, really obsessed with it. I think you have to have some sort of sense of pride for your country, but for the Queen and all the royal family stuff in general, it's kind of just like, as I said with the holidays, it's just an excuse to drink for us, just to have a day off and get drunk. We don't. On Christmas Day, the Queen does a speech. No one watches it. No one really cares. It's kind of funny, really. We laugh at it and go, oh, that's funny, but it's all the tourists that like all that stuff. We aren't really that interested. When the what's her name has a baby, or someone famous has a baby, that's more interesting. But nah, not really interested.
Ahora háblame un poco sobre la cultura en Reino Unido.
Oof, okay, big question. Okay, so you have writers, We're a long history of good writers. Roald Dahl, who wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and he did The Twit, so he's done loads of things. Stephen King, obviously. I won't name every one of his ones. Well, actors, films, we have like the best actors. Every villain in every film is always British. Any good film anyway. What else? Art, we just steal art. We just from other countries and other things, so just to put in museums. Museums are all free, so that's a cool thing about that. You can go look at all the things that we've stolen over the many years. What else have we got? Oh yeah, our biggest part of our culture is just drinking. Really, you've got to have a lot. We have so many different types of beers. If you go into any pub in any town, what I like is that each town has its own craft beer. So if you go to Camden has its own beer. If you go to Angel, they'll have a hybrid brewed beer. What else? Football, we have a massive culture, which it's like 80% of all British people are just absolute mad into football. What else? Music, of course, we have like the best music. Everybody came to London for music. Jimi Hendrix had like the end of his career in London, and obviously the Beatles and stuff like that. I won't go on about it. Your food is more a culture. We don't really have food as a culture. We have a Sunday roast on Sundays, and at Christmas and at Easter. We have it all the time. We have the same dinner every week, and at Christmas and at Easter. We haven't got any variety. Just chicken, potatoes, and broccoli. That's pretty much it. I think that's it. I can't think of anything right now off the top of my head.
Y ya por último, ¿qué es lo que más te ha llamado la atención de Madrid con comparación con Londres?
Pues lo que noté yo es que hay más calidad de vida. Me encanta aquí, que está todo abierto hasta más tarde, está toda la gente en la calle hasta más tarde, gente van con mejor humor y mejor, se siente mejor, no sé, se ve la gente que está más feliz. Como digo, hay más calidad de vida, cosas que están abiertas más tarde. Eso es lo que buscas en un sitio que no se cierra el mundo entero a las 12 de la noche. Aquí puedes estar tranquilamente en la calle hasta las 6 de la mañana, no importa, todo tipo del año también, ¿sabes? Hace frío de la hostia afuera ahora mismo, pero no importa. Están todos en la calle igualmente. Y no sé, lo paso mucho mejor aquí que lo pasé en Londres, en todo mi tiempo ahí. Entonces, no sé, más felicidad en general.